Salam alaikum, Bill. Hey, Atia. So before I start, I think I wanted to explain myself a little bit. I caught a lot of heat growing up about shoes. I really liked shoes, and people always wondered why. And I myself used to question myself, and then I guess when you get older, you realize, oh, these things happened in the past. And so I was able to understand why I got into shoes so much. And that's probably why I put so much effort and time in the Air Ziyas, because it meant a lot to me overall. So first of all, it really comes down to growing up. When I was growing up, we grew up in Alabama. And in Alabama, we used to go in elementary school, and during recess, we used to go out and play soccer. Now, I personally was very fond of soccer. I played soccer majority of my life. However, during recess, I would notice that I would always get picked last. Even though I would score multiple goals during the game, I would always get picked last. And I realized that it was because, and supposedly it was because of the shoes I was wearing. The guy that get picked ahead of me, he was wearing the Jordans. Jordans just came out. These are the pair, and to me, they were the ugliest pair of shoes I ever seen. And I couldn't believe the guy was getting picked in front of me because of the pair of shoes he had. And I guess it really hurt on me that, oh, where do you find a pair of shoes like this? Because the only two places I knew at the time was Piggly Wiggly and Kmart. And these are the two places I knew, and you couldn't find a pair of Jordans there. So overall, I started since I was playing soccer for so long, I ultimately got into playing soccer, but at the same time noticing, oh, I need a better pair of shoes so I can get picked first. When it had nothing to do with the pair of shoes I was wearing, it had everything to do with everything else. So I got and then in 94, 95, we moved to North Carolina. And at the time, it was a straight culture clash. I mean, here it is, I went to a school with a majority of whites, and then here it is, I'm going to school with a majority of African Americans, blacks. And that's all they knew was shoes. And at the time, there was a lot of different kind of shoes coming out, and I was pretty much in the epitome of shoe development at the time. So, without further ado, I'm going to give my top 10 what standards I list for the top 10. Number 1 is comfort. You got to be comfortable to be on this list. Number 2 is style. Like, as soon as you see it, oh, that's a really nice shoe. I don't know what it is, but it's a really cool style. Number 3 is steeds. I haven't looked up an Urban Dictionary or anything, but steeds is something like, oh, you go someplace, you play in a basketball court, you're defined, even before anyone sees you, how you play on basketball, you're defined with a pair of shoes you wear on the court. Number 4 is name brand, name recognition. Like you got the Mercedes, they have certain kind of classes. You got the C class, which is already nice. It's already Mercedes C class. Then you got the E class, which is superior. And of course, recognition. You know, it's like, oh, a lot of these shoes, they're came by certain players. And certain players, they wear certain shoes. And that's how you recognize them. So like Penny Hardaway, the foam posits. Jordans is Jordans. Reebok, Allen Iverson. All these are name recognitions. Like, I could be walking in my car in Walmart, and from the corner of my eye, I see somebody coming out, and I can recognize their pair of shoes. And I'm like, oh, I got a pair of those. That's recognition. So and another thing I did, I never paid more than $120 in any of these shoes. So this is my 6 or 7 qualifications in order to be on my top 10 list.
just knocked me down, man. The word is excuse me.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Not only just knocked me down, you stepped on my brand new white Air Jordans that I just bought. And that's all you can say is excuse me.